Didn't have real good ladies back then.
Oh, again, candle.
Yeah. I mean,
Candlelight. Later on, I'll be able to show you what they moved on to. It's called a sunshine lamp. Basically, a can filled with oil, a little spout at the end of it with light coming out. That's how you light that. A lot better light, but later on they started using the carbide lamp, which is way more efficient.
yeah.
Not sure if you ever worked in construction or anything like that.
Carbide is,
Calcium carbide, yep.
yeah, calcium carbide.
Calcium carbide, and then so that's really reactive to water.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. It creates like
acetylene gas.
It's acetylene. There we go. Yeah.
So it's kind of like sodium, but not as reactive.
Okay.
Whereas sodium on contact with water just
Pops. Yeah.
explodes. Whereas the calcium carbide is gonna bubble up to create that acetylene gas. And so for the carbide lamps, they're gonna have a chamber with calcium carbide in it, and they're going to have another chamber above that with water, and they have a dial that adjusts the drip.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a striker on that outer bell, and that's how you get the light.
And one thing I heard is, did carbide lamps ever cause any mine fires, like because of the buildup of the gas in them? I've heard that before.
I'm not sure about that one. My mining history knowledge only goes as far as my own independent research and whatever I learned from here. But yeah, at this time, they would still be using the stick and Tommy, obviously, candlelight, and then
Pictures down here? Did you take any pictures down?
using this thing called a drove steel to do the process of double jacking, basically where they would place the chisel down up against the bedrock and hit it with a hammer like that, create a hole in the bedrock, and then another guy would come over with this thing called a powder spoon that he would use to fill the hole with black powder. Usually stick a straw fuse in there, pack that with clay to better direct the blast, and then they wouldn't have to go above ground during the detonation. They'd kind of just go around the corner like that.
Huh.
Fire the hole, let it all explode, and really only created a crack in the bedrock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
very,
so
very soft.
it's a pretty weak explosion compared to the dynamite they'd be using later. It's only a square foot and then 3 feet in.
Oh wow.
So they come back and do that like 4 more times to really get into the bedrock and then collect whatever galena that they were able to blow out. But imagine, they cleared all this out just by doing that.
Wow. Gee.
Wow.
10 hours a day.
Whew.
Yeah. You were like, I don't want to do that.
Wow.
Like, thank God there's no more lead mining around here.
Yeah.
Or we don't have to use just basically what amounts to gunpowder
Yeah.
to crack it.
Yeah.
We have dynamite and C4, all that stuff.
Is that the? Holy cow! That was the main shaft. Was the shaft back there? Was that like a main shaft that would come down for the haulage? Back there in the ceiling, there's a shaft that goes all the way to the outside.
We don't know which ones are original.
Oh, I got you.
If
I
any.
got you.
I'll show you where they stuck the camera down. Take the pictures. I think that might be an original shaft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense because
Yeah.
it's easier just to find a soft spot in the ground.
Oh, I meant like if they were doing surface mining, or did they have a incline shaft to get the material out from here? Do you
So they would have used a bucket called a windlass
okay, yeah, yeah,
to carry
that's-
that
yeah.
in and out of the mine, so it would have gone down like this.
Okay, yeah, because that's why I seen that shaft over there, like kind of
Mhm.
whatever it goes all the way up, and a couple of them. When was this created? When the first? When did they find out about the first mine here?
1845.
1845. That's a long time ago. Jesus, that's a long time.
Evidently, they weren't too worried about people falling down the shaft hole. Cover it up or not. They could have a roof over it or something.
But later on, they moved. So during later zinc mining, they started using this thing called an ore can, which when filled with waste rock and ore, because that wasn't separated down in the mine, that separation was done up in the hoist house. When filled with waste rock and ore, these could weigh about 1,500 pounds. The miners also also used these to get themselves in and out of the mines. Coming down the mine shaft, about 3 to 4 guys in an ore can at a time. They'd kick themselves off the sides of the mine shaft, better center themselves. But mine inspectors that came along in the 1890s didn't really like that. Thought it was a little dangerous.
Yeah.
And so they came up with this thing called a torpedo. The miners really didn't care for these because you could only fit about 2 to 3 guys in here. You weren't able to center yourself while coming down the mine shaft. And it just took more time to switch between the ore can and the torpedo. So whenever mine inspectors weren't around, they'd just go back to using the good old ore can for everything. Typically, each miner could fill about 15 to 20 ore cans per shift. That's what this pegboard here is showing. Yeah, just walking on clay.
Yeah.
So again, maybe in a million years they're gonna find your footprints in the church.
Yeah. Doesn't have nothing to do with this, but did you hear about that fossil that that family found down in Alabama or something, right on the river bank? They said it was 100 and some million years old. It was right on the beach, there were rock islands and this don't look like a rock, little girl. And it chiseled it out, it was supposed to be way above, because it had a lot of rock.
So people turn
Yeah, 600-700 pounds.
early 1900s, they started using the pneumatic drill for creating the holes. They also started using dynamite to create the explosion. So this guy would drill a hole about 10 feet into the bedrock, put that dynamite in there, and they usually do the blasting at the end of a shift. Then by the next morning, hopefully by the time most of the dust is settled down in the zinc mine, a guy known as a trimmer, all the way back there, come down and knock loose whatever had been completely blown out by the dynamite, making it safe for everybody else to come down and do their jobs. Then once he made sure it was safe for everybody else, they'd start filling up the ore cans, sending them down tracks like these, and then having them hooked up and sent up to the hoist house for further processing. And as you can see by this time, again, they were using these sunshine lamps.